Trabant. Have you ever heard that? It's from the communist era. I'm going to talk about it. But first of all, our waiters are going to hand out the menus, and I'm going to ask you to...
I don't know that part.
Ingredients for the goulash
Like the white, it's so white.
is going to make in here, I assume. An interesting restaurant. Old telephones, collection of bottles, old books, Rubik's Cubes, some old brownie cameras up there. The top row has old suitcases and toys. There's another suitcase, bicycle on the wall over there. A whole bunch of interesting signs. Oh, there's their preferred signature cocktails. Berry Reserva, Hendrix Mule, and Lady Heaven. Right up here on the back wall are sort of bicycle, I guess, and an old scooter, not the modern kind. And here's another car, kitty car, I guess. Next to the Trabant, makes the Trabant look big. The kitty car looks like the Trabant, and is East German, and what they told us in Berlin was it has like a lawnmower engine.
You wouldn't believe me probably, but it is made of plastic. It's a plastic car. It had two nicknames. It was made by the East Germans, as I said, and the communist leader of Germany, East Germany, was called Erich Honecker. Maybe some of you remember him. Now it was called the disaster of Honecker, and the other nickname was the paper jaguar. It is an extremely simple thing because it only has an engine with 2 strokes, so it's like a motorbike. And even my mother-in-law could fix it. But anyhow, whatever you see around here, it probably reminds you of the 1940s, 1950s in the US. You should know that the signs from the communist era, nothing special, so these are not like communist slogans, but like it's a music school, room to let, smoking is forbidden. That was quite rare during the communist times. Because everybody smoked. So this hall here is a kind of time journey back to the 1970s of Hungary. It's coming from the word guya. Guya means the herd of cattle, and goulash is the cowboy. So this is the cowboy's soup in a literal translation. In the neighbor countries, they have goulash as well. They should call it goulash, but that's a Hungarian sound which is very difficult to pronounce for a non-native Hungarian speaker. So that's how we became goulash instead of goulash. And what they call goulash is a stew. What we call goulash, the authentic goulash, is a soup, and that's what I'm going to teach you how to make about it. Tomorrow you are going to have some time later in the afternoon to go to the market if you want. That's the best place to buy paprika. However, you can buy it in supermarkets as well.
Oh, that's
what is important, check out the origin. It is a must to write the origin of it. And by now, the Hungarian paprika is often from China, or from Serbia, or from Spain, from other countries. But if you want to have the authentic taste, you should look for the Hungarian version of it. Type versions, and it has like a chili type version. These are 2 different races of the paprika, but the final taste is similar. So I could make a difference between them if I have them in a grounded form. In the old days, they used to put them on strings and let them dry in a dry, cool place for about a year. And after a year, after it dried, they grounded that and got the paprika powder. Nowadays they use a lot more sophisticated technique. They harvest the paprika, put them in so-called heat chambers, and they blow dry hot air on the paprika. It only takes 3 to 4 weeks to dry it, and then they can ground it, and then we have the paprika powder. You can also find paprika cream, which is juicy. That's made of the fresh paprika. and that's also very good, but not good for cooking. So if you want to cook with the paprika, you need the powder. That's good for cooking, and cream is good for spicing the meal. And that's quite important. I tell you why. Because each version exists in a hot and non-hot, non-spicy version.
Regular
If you want to go for
paprika
the
is
spicy,
sweet,
that's
it's not sweet.
spicy or hot. You can.
And then there's the hot.
Now, if you have adults only, then it's good to use the spicy one. But if there are kids around, it is better to use the spicy paprika, sorry, the non-spicy paprika. And here comes the paprika cream, because I have 3 kids. So I will never cook spicy soup, but I will use the spicy cream to make my own bowl of soup spicy. So that's the function of the paprika cream.
The cream is more of a condiment.
I wanted to tell you in advance. And let's go to the recipe then. It will totally mislead.
Start with duck fat, bacon
My
fat,
best recommendation if
olive
you want to use vegetable oil is to use sunflower oil. That's the best for goulash soup.
Not
Or you can
olive
go for
oil.
duck fat. That's also very good, or goose fat if you can find that. You heat the oil. You heat it until it starts to smoke. And when the oil is smoking, the first thing you add is onion. Simple onion, but what is important?
More of the museum down here. There's all furniture and stuff. Some sort of a tool. Tools. Cowbells. Herding sheep. Wagon. This would be, I suppose, for oxes. To do the farm work, so clothes.
From a time when the clothes mattered, huh?
Yeah.
Painted wardrobe. It's a beautiful coat, leather, and then it's heavily embroidered on top of the leather. That's not easy. Very early camera. Living room. Fireplace in the corner. Dining room.
Some of these kids transferred, some 2 or 3 times when they played different schools.
Here's the bedroom.
Remarkable body had the name from the last movie. The kid runs good, right?
I guess these are washboards. Oh, there's a tiny little spinning wheel. There's another bedroom. With the dining room table in the same room, which was not rare. Probably very common. These are irons. These are real irons. You put them on a hot wood stove and heat them up, and then use them till they cool down, and then put them back on the stove. And they were iron, and that's where we come up with the name for an iron to press your clothes. They obviously make their own bread here. Look at all of those for the bread to rise.
Delicious.
There's the oven over there. Of course, these are modern ovens. Huge press for olive oil, I suppose, or maybe grapes.